This report includes graphic content. Viewer discretion is advised.
This was the moment of impact in Indonesia's remote Aceh province. The black swirling water choked with rubble is unstoppable. It has the power of the entire Indian Ocean behind it. In some places, the destruction was total. From the air, it looked like a sandy riverbed, but this used to be a thriving town, scoured down to its foundations by the ocean. It's difficult to comprehend how anyone could have survived this, but they did. Fitri Annie was 3 months pregnant when the tsunami hit. 5 years on, we found her again. She tells me what happened that day.
We saw a huge wave. It was black. We ran and fell, and when we reached the main road, we went to the upper level of a 2-story shop. The water hit me there and dragged me far to sea.
By some miracle, she was picked up in the open ocean after 10 hours adrift. Fitri lost 10 members of her family, including her husband. She's no idea where his remains ended up. But it's possible he ended up in a mass grave. There were so many bodies decaying in the tropical heat that the authorities had no choice but to unceremoniously dump them in grave pits. For the relatives looking on, it was too much to bear. I remember being here 5 years ago, and the smell and the sights were just overpowering. There were thousands upon thousands of dead bodies arriving by the truckload. They started burying them where that flagpole is, and by the time they'd finished, this entire field was full of corpses. 50,000 people were interred here, and they were buried 12 meters deep. These pictures helped to generate an unprecedented aid effort. More than $7 billion were donated by people who were appalled by what they were seeing that Christmas.
I think the tsunami had really touched people's hearts. I think it was the timing. A lot of people were celebrating. It was Christmas, and I think people were really, really touched when they saw those pictures.
Since then, $3.2 billion have been spent on reconstruction in Aceh alone, according to the government agency responsible. The BKRA says that means 150,000 houses totally rebuilt with aid money. But not all the rebuilding has been done properly. In this neighbourhood, the houses are empty. They were built with no running water, and the standard of construction is poor. But overall, the BKRA insists the rebuilding has been successful. Fitri and her mother are not totally happy with their rebuilt house, but life for them now is so much better than it was 5 years ago, and that's thanks largely to the money donated. Outside their home, this little boy is the very embodiment of their newfound hope. Fitri was pregnant with Zachary when the tsunami swept her away. Somehow, they both survived. Zachary will never meet his father. He was just one of the 245,000 people who disappeared or died that day. The day the sea swallowed their town and changed millions of lives forever. Dan Rivers, CNN, Aceh.